Now I want to give you the 7 keys to increasing your sensuality and your sex appeal after menopause. And by the way, this is totally possible because the research shows that it is women in their 60s and 70s having the best sex of their lives. So here are the keys. Step number 1 is discover your own pleasure. You can't possibly have somebody know what turns you on if you don't know what turns you on. And so you actually have to practice self-cultivation, self-pleasuring. You need to learn what the wiring diagram is of your own body. This is absolutely essential, and with practice, you'll learn exactly what feels good, what doesn't feel good. You become a student of your own pleasure. Step number 2, learn how to turn yourself on. You might turn yourself on with a funny movie. You might turn yourself on by calling a friend who makes you laugh. You need to understand that being turned on by life translates into being turned on by sensuality and sexuality. What fabrics do you like? What colors do you like? What music do you like? Step 3 is to begin to see yourself as irresistible. Irresistible to animals, irresistible to children, irresistible to men, irresistible to other women. I am an irresistible woman. You begin to talk to yourself in this way. And what you believe in your head is what becomes true in your body and in your life, because energy follows thought. Step 4, practice makes perfect. Nobody goes from the midlife transition where you're redoing the first half of your life and going through grief and going through unfinished business. Nobody gets to pleasure instantly. It's a discipline. It requires practice. And over time, you get better and better at it. And you've heard of the downward spiral. We all know the worse it gets, the worse it gets. Well, interestingly, with nitric oxide, you can create an upward spiral where the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the more circulation, the more chi, the more prana, so that pleasure and fun and health become your reality as you get older. Pretty exciting stuff. Step 5, anger is a no-no. Now I say anger is a no-no, knowing full well that one of the steps to pleasure is to feel your anger and have a way to own it and then release it. It's an emptying process. I'd far more prefer that you were angry than depressed, because depression is anger turned inward. So remember, anger is a step toward pleasure. Notice when you're feeling angry, your circulation is increasing, your heart beats faster, your blood pressure goes up. It's not very far from anger to turn on. But you can't stay in anger, or you will never experience the health and the pleasure that are your birthright. So remember, at any given moment, you can choose anger or you can choose pleasure, but not both. And that's a process, not an event. Step 6, you need to make a 100% commitment to your sexuality and your sensuality, and understand that these are completely connected with spirituality. Sexuality and spirituality are 2 aspects of the same thing, and you must commit to learning about that in your own life, in your own way. Step 7, when you become a woman who is sourced in health, sourced in her sensuality, in pleasure, you actually create a world that is better for everyone else. I know you've heard the phrase, when mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. When mama is happy, when a woman is happy, when a woman is experiencing her life in a pleasurable way, she becomes a source of health and pleasure for everyone around her. So think of it this way: as you're healing yourself into pleasure and health and sensuality, you're actually healing the entire planet.